Welcome aboard everyone, Simon here with a Bepro update on the Whales of Wall Street. Guys, a couple of updates here before we go into the chart. So Bepro, aka previously known as Better Protocol, a fantastic project in our opinion, one we've been following for quite some time, and certainly like to try and do as many videos as we can. We've got so many to get through. We're ploughing them out as much as I can amongst work and other things going on in life, etc. as always. But let's crack on. So it's been a week, can you believe it, since the last Bepro update we did. Since then, we've seen a couple of interesting things here. So 50 million Bepro allocated for early users, 2.5 Discord members. That is growing really fast actually, considering they only started a while back. 2,000 protocol users, so absolutely incredible in the first 48 hours of the testnet stats. Okay, so the testnet has been recently launched. We of course have this information here in regards to the Bepro network monthly report, which we'll have a very quick scan through, but very much around what they've been doing quite recently with the network improvements and things like this. Of course, they've got all the development programs. So with those that don't know, if you go and watch our intro video, and we'll do the top 5 reasons why we're bullish on Bepro as well. I'll put those links at the end. But there's a couple multitude of actions that Bepro provide as a service in a top line. To explain it, you've got maybe like a development team, and you're looking to create these various kind of projects, protocols, whether it be for NFTs or a game or whatever it is. You can utilize the Bepro's, like whether it be JavaScript or whatever SDK method you're using to create this situation. You might be a new team that doesn't have the resource of developers and creators and things like that, and you can use Bepro's service that will do it for you. So there's those kind of elements. There's loads of other things, of course. There's like grant programs. They're trying to encourage new projects onto their platform, and the success of them, giving funds and grants to help push those. It's absolutely fantastic. Loads of different things that go on. Like I said, go and check out the intro video and you'll understand it a bit more. But yeah, that's kind of like a few of the top line ones. And lastly here, of course, the network and the test net being announced quite recently. What I'm really interested in waiting for here is the full live capacity of the mainnet itself. So September was a month of achievement for Bepro network with the launch of the network and testnet. Guys, when this testnet is complete, Q4, honestly, Bepro will go absolutely mental, absolutely phenomenal, and so many more projects and institutional projects will come into Bepro. There's no doubt in my mind about it. What I would say with that kind of aspect is kind of leading on to our chart conversation in a second. In fact, let's go into that if I can in a second, just to run through that. But we kind of threw a price prediction out in a few videos back for Bepro. That we could at least try and get to the 15 cent, but I think we could probably push the 20 cent mark for sure. But let us know what you think the price prediction are in your mind for the end of 2021. But I think that it is possible in this bull run coming over the next few months to hit that mark. I don't think that's too much to ask. Some people are saying like $1 and this, that, and the other, but you got to have a substantial amount of increase in volume to get to $1, guys. Like, let's be realistic. But some were calling out 30 cents. I mean, that's quite fairly realistic as well. But I just think like there's key mechanisms we need to hit with Bepro first of all, in terms of the support mechanism and trying to get past certain resistance levels that we've covered off in previous videos. One of which we'll go on to second as to where we are right now. I mean, for a few other points here, we hit, I think, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 buy points on the way down of Bepro with our accumulated pot that we have some staking, but we also have some available for this kind of thing. So we were selling around this area, and I sort of, for the benefit of other people, put in buy opportunities down on the way down. And the reason I put them so low as well is not because we didn't believe in the project, but there's just no support mechanism in the history that we have thus far of Bepro. So it was only out of that sort of analysis that we did of the charts as to why we put them in. And we even hit these low ones here, and in fact twice, although that I only got the advantage of that one, but we did say in those videos at that time that there's an opportunity again that it might bounce back down. This was an area of interest to me on a extended sort of trend line that we drew in ages and ages ago. We didn't quite come down to that level, but it kind of showed you the influence of this nice rise up and then the correction down to this area to try and bounce off this at some capacity and then move our way back up. So here, guys, you know, in this sort of maybe 6-7 day period, a very, very nice, healthy 61 odd percent growth there. If we zoom in a bit closer, you can see we're having a bit of trouble, you know, trying to fight this current sort of support line here at 0.099. Now we're floating right now, as of recording a video, at just over 1 cent. Guys, this is really crucial. If we can close off here both today and maybe over the next 2 days, I can see us pushing quite quickly for the 0.011. And once we get to these levels, I do anticipate sort of like a wave movement, and we'll cover that in the next couple of days time for Bepro for sure. We'll see like a wave pattern of testing this area again before a bounce back up to test the higher ones. And I think sooner rather than later, certainly maybe by perhaps the end of October and into November, I think we could be pushing at least the 1.5 to 2 cent mark for sure. By the time we've done that, you know, we're looking at some really nice potential high levels. We're obviously not quite yet at the full all-time high that we had earlier in the year at just under 5 cents at 0.047, but certainly I think that once we're in the sort of mid-November to end of November, we'll be pushing that and going beyond that. And that's where I think the momentum will really kick in, the awareness of the project, how much it's grown over the year. I mean, look at the percentage, guys. 2,000% up year to date. It's absolutely phenomenal growth, and we still got more in the tank. That's the crazy thing. So I'm really looking forward to it. I do think 20 cent is realistic and achievable, in my opinion. Let us know what you think. On the histogram here, you can see this, the buying volume has been kicking in. The MACD gap is widening, so that is showing a bullish momentum. We're not over yet. The RSI is getting a bit higher again. So we're currently at 56. So as I mentioned, this area here over the next 2-3 days is critical because we're in a bit of a limbo moment here. I'm not saying it's going to shoot parabolically down, but you might get another retest of this area. So if you have missed out, I would argue that this particular area, arguably maybe like certainly that 8 point area, and maybe even as low as trying to test, if you can see here on the 4th of October, the lowest point 0.078. I think that's a very good opportunity to try and put some potential buy opportunities in those areas for sure, just in case, because if we do have that rejection here, we might come back down to test this support line again to confirm that, and then push back up here again to test it. So there's a couple of things here. Let me see if I can draw this to show you what I mean. So if let's say we don't close above this mark here and we don't get that 1 cent mark closed off over the next couple of days properly, we might see a retracement back down here, a bit of sideways movement, and then back up to here before we might bounce off here and now here. By the way, that's not based on this exact timeline. I'm just showing you the potential momentum. If we get support here, there's no doubt that we will start pushing up in a nice fashion around this kind of area here quicker than we would see it bouncing and coming back. So that's why we've got this potential buy opportunity here. Let us know if you do take advantage of any of these kind of things. It's not financial advice, it's just an opinion. If I didn't have Bepro right now and I was just looking at this as a wow, this is a new project to me, I'd want to obviously be analysing where we come from to suggest that this area is a good nice correction that we've had. We're on the way up, but okay, I've missed maybe this movement across upwards. What's my next opportunity to come on the way back down? What you don't want to do is just FOMO in just for the sake of it. You want to be realistic. We don't want to do hype videos here and you know, push for jumping in immediately. Do your research on the project, more importantly, and just think about what you're doing before you do it. So guys, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you, and hopefully Bepro, on the moon very soon. That rhymes. Bye bye.